Hello, and a very warm welcome to the second episode of Centrum Guardians 2012, in which we celebrate the work of the people in our emergency services. In each of the last 4 years, the public have chosen a Centrum Guardian of the Year on the strength of the stories we told you about paramedics, firefighters, and sea rescue volunteers. In this episode, we will introduce you to the first 2 semi-finalists for 2012. Remember, over the next 10 weeks, as you watch, you will be choosing this year's winner. Every one of these people is a hero, but only one team or individual will be awarded the title Centrum Guardian of the Year 2012.
We're not miracle workers, we do the best we can, but it's somebody's baby.
I was dead inside, really, I was dead inside.
It's that one call. You know, if you get that one call where you know you've really made a difference.
Jos and Mariska Smit live on this small holding just 5 kilometers outside of Klerksdorp. Their 1-year-old daughter, Jana, is the darling of everyone on the farm.
She's very lovable and she's just a joy. She'll run around and then just turn around and come give you a hug. She's very sweet and lovable and she won't hurt a fly.
Jana is soos my eie kind. Ek sien haar elke dag. Word saam met haar groot, sy word voor my groot.
And play with the smallest little things. She'll like pick up a little piece of grass and just look at it. And she loves animals, and she's always chasing the birds, always. She's running after them and chasing them and trying to catch them.
On that morning in March, everyone's attention was elsewhere for a crucial few minutes. A quiet morning on a farm near Klerksdorp. 1-year-old Jana was playing near the pond.
I heard like the splash in the water.
Jana's mother, Mariska, thought nothing of the distant splash.
And when I came around the porch, I saw this doll floating on the water.
Was hierdie geweldige golf van Mariska, jy kon hoor, daar's iets drasties verkeerd.
I was screaming, but I was praying, you know.
Ek het haar daar by die dam gekry met Jana aan haar arms.
I was dead inside. I was really dead inside.
Ek het nie gedink nie, ek het geweet sy is dood.
In desperation, he started CPR.
Die paniek van Mariska was iets wat ek nie kan beskryf nie. Bel ambulance.
So I asked my aunt to phone for the paramedics, and luckily she knew Neil from the paramedics.
Paramedic Neil Kurtzer was off duty when he got the frantic call from the farm.
Jana het in die gansdam geval.
She had a panicking sound in her voice, and I asked her what's wrong.
And the call came in from Neil.
Hello, Lizette.
He said to me it's a child that landed up in a pond. It's a bit shocking. Your heart stops for quite a few beats because the thing is it's somebody's child.
Toe is ons vinniger as blits in daai ambulance.
Actually asked him whether she's breathing and whether she's got a pulse. They told me no. There's no breathing and there's no pulse. First of all, I was thinking about my 2 children. If there's a child involved, you always go that extra mile.
Team leader Lizette Pretorius was preparing herself for the worst.
You're already thinking ahead at what you're going to do on the scene, how you're going to treat this incident, how you're going to treat the child, support the family.
There's always that little bit more urgency because, you know, that child's whole life is lying ahead of them.
Ek was ook senuweeagtig want dit was ver gewees uit die dorp uit en tyd is 'n faktor.
I was waving like frantically there, waiting for them to come.
Dis iets heeltemal anderster as jy by 'n kind kom.
Ons het gestop, uitgeklim en ons is vinnig na die pasiënt toe.
The child was lying, absolutely no movement, and the uncle was busy doing CPR at that stage, which was wonderful.
Sy het doodgelyk.
So elke ou weet wat hy moet doen en so bly jy ook uit jou ander kollegas se pad uit om dan nou nie die prosedure te vertraag nie.
You need to get the airway going, the breathing, and we have to have circulation.
Physically, she's clinically dead. And what we're trying to do is revive her to get her heartbeat back and get breathing back to basically bring her back to life. Because no heartbeat, no pulse means you're physically dead. Every time she asked, I would tell her, we don't have a pulse yet, there's no breathing yet, but we are going to keep on trying. The previous drownings that I've been to, it's all been unsuccessful. It's traumatic because now you have to go and tell the family that, you know, you did all you can, but there's nothing that you can do any further.
Ons het dogtertjie in die ambulans gelaai. Ons het aangehou met die KPK en ons met die hospitaal.
Ek sal die werk doen en ek sal die drugs doen as jy kompressies doen. Okay.
Cool.
Okay. Shaul was driving and the mother was seated in the front. We allow them to go with because you don't know what's going to happen.
I was just concentrating on keeping the ride as smooth as possible as they were busy still with compressions and resuscitation in the back.
With no heartbeat and no circulation, there was no entry point for a drip.
We couldn't get an IV line up because the baby was too cold. We couldn't get an IV, vein for an IV.
Which was my most terrifying thing.
The crew needed to get potential life-saving drugs into baby Jana's system fast.
We have to put a needle in her leg, in the bone.
Which is a fairly delicate procedure.
To get the drugs and the fluids to the heart.
Lisette went through the baby's shin bone to administer adrenaline en route to the ER.
For the person doing it, it's not a nice thing because you physically have to screw it into the bone. And it's a small little child. The leg is like that big. You know, that's not something you like to do or want to do to a child.
Baby Jana was unresponsive.
En route, we got a sinking feeling because people's reaction was gone. But yeah, for all of us, we couldn't stop. It's a baby of 1 year old. I can't tell the mother after 15 minutes, your child is gone. I at least have to try. My personal limits, it's not what we get trained to do, but my personal limits is never less than an hour. I have to resusc for an hour for myself to feel that I've done everything that I can. Anything less than that is, to me, is not, I didn't try.
Toe by die hospitaal kom het ons geweier om op te hou. Ek het net 'n gevoel gekry dit is nie die kind se tyd vandag nie.
Trauma specialists and pediatricians were waiting to receive Jana at the hospital.
I spoke to them, we carried on.
En ons het net besluit ons hou nie op nie. Ons gaan aan.
Gaan aan.
I took over the compressions again just to give Bertie a chance to relax and to carry on with something else.
The crew had been working on Jana's lifeless body for close on an hour and a half. Time to call it had long passed.
At one stage, I don't know, everybody was busy with something. I just saw the baby move a leg.
Sy beweeg.
With that small movement, the team dared to hope.
I shouted at everybody, yeah, she's moving. And then she started moving her arm. She lifted up her arm.
So at that moment, I knew my baby was going to be fine.
Ek het trane in my oë gehad. Dis goeie nuus.
It was amazing. Yeah, I can't actually explain it. I think it was tears and it was laughter and it was everything that just accompanies that feeling. We took her home as well, in the same ambulance that we took her the first time to hospital. Yeah. We had to finish it off To see her back at house, playing, being normal, no brain damage, wonderful.
We told the mother we still want to go to this baby's wedding one day, and once she's grown up, it's just that much more special if you can save a child. Every child that I was ever involved with, I can remember those calls. You carry it with you.
Die wete dat ek uitgaan na elke oproep toe en daar's 'n kans dat ek iemand kan help. Dat ek mense kan help wat op daai stadium regtig hulp nodig het.
If you feel this team deserves the winning title of Centrum Guardian of the Year, please vote for them now. You can SMS the word determination to the number on your screen to make sure they go through to the next round of voting. You can also vote online at www.centrumguardian.com. Vote now and you can make a difference. Centrum brings you life-saving tips on what to do when you are faced with a drowning. How do you feel for a pulse on a body as small as this?
On a child this small, you feel for a brachial pulse. The pulse is just located underneath the upper arm, underneath the muscle. So you feel there for 10 seconds. Do not feel more than 10 seconds. That wastes time. If you're hesitant or unsure if you felt a pulse or there's no pulse, start CPR immediately. The sooner the better.
And how do you do that then?
First thing, you expose the chest. When the chest is exposed, you put your hand on the baby's head. Extend the neck slightly. This will allow for air to go in and out of the lungs. And when you put over the nipple line, you put your palm of your other hand. And when you do compressions, you also circulate the blood and the air will go in and out of the lungs.
Won't you damage a body that small?
No, you won't. What you're doing is saving the child's life.
Would I be able to do this on, for example, an adult man? Am I strong enough?
Yes, you're strong enough. You push with your upper body, your arms is locked, and you just push down.
How long do I have to carry on?
If you phone the ambulance, you must carry on until the ambulance arrives. The longer you carry on with it, the better it is for the patient.
So, as long as it takes?
As long as it takes.
CPR saved baby Jana earlier this year. Without the immediate intervention of her uncle Koos on the farm, she would not have made it. Medical professionals call little Jana's survival a miracle, and that is what it is. After the break, a paramedic with basic firefighting skills responds to a call and finds a burning car with the driver unconscious and trapped inside.
Frightening, absolutely frightening. And all that kept going through my head was, I'm waiting for a big bang, tires explode, glass shatters. I was waiting for that. I hope to come home safely. You don't know what the day holds. Obviously, with the amount of car accidents in Johannesburg where we work, it's always a dodgy thing and always a risky side of the business.
Every year, there are more than 12,000 accidents on South Africa's roads. When it happens to you, you can only hope that someone will make a call and that the person on the other side will respond and will know what to do. On a Friday night in August last year, bystanders made a distress call from a busy road in Sandton.
We knew that there was a serious car accident in the Buccleuch interchange. That's all we knew.
Paramedic Wayne Broodryk rushed to the scene.
Tension huge. I mean, again, it's a Friday night, early hours Saturday morning. So you're expecting the worst. But as we came up to the scene as well, like that, I did realize that the car was on fire.
At first, Wayne thought no one was in the car.
When I came to a sudden stop, just on the road like that, I looked to the left and saw a head inside the car, and then started to put two and two together and started to hear people say, he's in the car, he's in the car.
The flames were burning through the engine compartment and had spread into the dashboard area.
Hot. That's the first thing I noticed was the heat. It was unbelievable. It's instinct that just kicks in, it really is.
Wayne went into the heat to find the man unconscious but still breathing.
When I climbed into the car to see if I could tug on something like that, then pulled on his leg.
At that point, Wayne was on his own.
I realized then we were stuck.
Backup was still en route.
And all that kept going through my head was, I'm waiting for a big bang. Tires explode, glass shatters. I was waiting for that. And I wanted to try and get out of the car before that happened. And all I kept thinking was, you've got a couple of seconds to do this. That's all you've got. You've got a couple of seconds. You either make it work or you get out. That is it.
I was just praying, just please let him be safe and let him be able to help whoever needs help.
Wayne's paramedic wife, Nicola, was on the scene.
I've been in quite a few scary situations with him, scary calls, big calls, and I've seen him do it a number of times before. So I knew that if he had to put his own life at risk, he would. So
she knew exactly what was going to happen, what I was going to do. Like I said, it's instinct that kicks in, safety first, but it's something I did, and it's probably something anybody would have done in a situation like that.
It's his nature, and I don't think he'll ever be different. He's always been this way, he always will be this way. Despite the inherent risk, I love him all the more for it.
On the scene, the accident victim was still trapped under the steering wheel.
Keep yanking on the leg.
Wayne was working alone in a time bomb.
If I couldn't get his legs free, by the time it became entirely too dangerous, where I couldn't stand the heat anymore, then I would have had to leave it like that.
Moments passed with no headway on freeing the victim's legs.
I still thought to myself, this is not going to work, this is not going to work. I've got to make a decision called get out, or what are we going to do?
He chose to push on for a few critical seconds.
And obviously started to pull and pull and pull, and then also realised that he had major trauma to the legs, trying to douse out the flames on his legs as well.
The legs were burning and badly broken.
It sounds bad, but in the way it kind of manipulated to get this leg out.
Wayne twisted the damaged leg to free the man.
The minute this leg came free, I thought, there we go, we've got a chance. And then once this leg came out, I managed to manipulate the other leg out, and that is when the rest of the people arrived like that.
Paramedic Jacques Leroux stepped in to assist Wayne.
Yeah, you're scared for your life. You're really scared for your life. But as I said, Wayne was there, and you also don't want your fellow person to get hurt.
They teach you all the time, safety first, like that. But again, you've got a human being in a car that's alive. And, it's so hard to pull yourself out of that car and to watch him die just like that.
As the seconds rushed by, real danger for the three men moved closer and closer.
We were standing there going, come on, just get him out, get him out, get him out. Do whatever it takes, please get him out the car and get the three of you to safety,
Got his legs free like that. I was shouting to Jock, his legs are free, we need to get him out the back window of the car. We grabbed him by his shoulders like that and just pulled him out the back window of the car. It was a great feeling to know that we'd got him out. As we got him out and just moved him onto over the side of the Armco barrier, the first tyres went.
The three men had literally cheated death by a few critical seconds.
Everybody in the immediate vicinity sort of dove for cover.
Frightening experience to hear those tyres go, especially when you're that close to the car.
It was quite loud, but it was quick.
Okay,
While paramedics on the scene treated the man, firefighters took over to put out the blaze.
He was hurt pretty badly. Advanced life support had to be utilised on the gentleman. So he's what we call a priority 1 patient.
The man was stabilised and taken to hospital.
It's the only thing, it was very overwhelming. And then had a look at the car and then realised exactly how close this was and, how lucky this man is and how lucky I am. But again, it was a rewarding feeling to know that he's alive, it's done, he's on his way, I've done my job. Let's hope and pray for the best.
Yeah, it was great, and it was a very, very proud moment. As I said, I've seen him do a couple of awesome things before, but this was particularly a very special moment that I will never forget for the rest of our lives.
We so seldom think of the people in our emergency services until they hold our lives in their hands. If you think Wayne and his team deserve the title of Centrum Guardian of the Year 2012, vote for them now. SMS the word BRAVE to the number on your screen or log on to www.centrumguardian.com. Proceeds from SMS votes will go to Wayne's base station. Vote now. Make a difference. The Centrum Guardian Project brings you tips on what to do in an emergency. If I have to call in an emergency, how do I go about it? In the first place, who do I call?
Well, that's the biggest problem in this country is not many people know who to phone. You always get the wrong people phoning the wrong numbers for the wrong resources. For example, if there's a fire at your house, a lot of people are phoning the 10111 call centre, which is the police call centre, and it just delays the whole process. So
let's say something has happened at home, whether it's a medical emergency or a fire or whatever. I've got the number, I call. What do I say?
First things is give the precise location as to where you are and the nature of the incident.
What if I come across an accident on a highway?
Again, have the number that you're going to phone, know the number, have it on your cell phone, contact the people, tell them exactly where you are, what is going on the scene, and then try and keep the path and area clear of traffic as well. Unless you really have to stop, don't stop.
Remember to vote for the Guardian you think deserves the title. This week's finalists again.
Tension huge. I mean, you're expecting the worst.
Wayne and his team attended the scene of a burning car in August last year. They pulled a severely injured man from the car just seconds before it would have been too late. You could also vote for the team of paramedics from Klerksdorp who refused to give up on baby Jana.
Because the baby was too cold, we couldn't get an IV, a vein for an IV.
Which was my most terrifying thing.
Jana almost drowned in a pond. The team worked on her lifeless body for an hour and a half, determined to make a miracle happen.
Ek het net 'n gevoel gekry dit is nie die kind se tyd vandag.
Remember to vote for the Guardian or the team who inspires you to live life at 100%. Proceeds from SMS votes will go to the base station of your favourite Guardian. For more information or to vote online, go to www.centrumguardian.com. Remember our date, same time, same place next week. See you then.